Walmart is a mega corporation, so naturally it's going to be involved in its fair share of hoaxes and scams. Whether you're invested in cryptocurrency or not, Walmart being involved in a crypto hoax definitely affects anyone that uses Walmart for their everyday needs. For those that are involved in cryptocurrency, here's everything you need to know. First, the false report caused a surge in Litecoin's value by 25% on the 13th of September. A cryptocurrency that most thought had seen its peak back in 2018 and May of this year, all of a sudden saw an upswing in value that no one saw coming. It was simply because someone posted a false post stating that Walmart was going to accept Litecoin on their online store. The fact that something as simple as a false link is enough to change the current value of something is enough to prove how much influence corporations have. While Walmart has stated that they did not post the quote in question, their name being used is enough to skyrocket the economy of digital currency. Next, while the original post was believed enough for people to invest in Litecoin and the news to pick up the story, Litecoin themselves even believed it and posted a link to the original post on their own Twitter. The entire news world picked up the story and spread it for all to hear. As of this time, no one knows who posted the original post, but one may speculate whether or not Litecoin themselves had anything to do with it. It's a classic pump and dump scheme, and the only ones benefiting are Litecoin investors. Next, a pump and dump scheme is a classic tactic that usually involves fake news. Simply put, someone who has something to gain puts out fake news to get people to buy into the item to drive up the price. Once the price soars, the original investors who bought in at a low price sell once the value peaks. While this scheme is usually saved for penny stocks, cryptocurrency has become a target for it as well. Considering the laxness surrounding the cryptocurrency markets, there aren't as many regulatory ways to keep an eye on it as there are general stocks. The fact that there are less ways to regulate it and it's harder to sniff out criminal activity makes it easier to pull these stunts with cryptocurrency. It only makes sense that if there's a way to raise the value of your asset, that most people would do it. Next, the reason why Litecoin is a perfect candidate for this maneuver. Litecoin is a ripoff of Bitcoin that was one of the first to break off on its own. It's been around forever, with the same exact patterns that happened just now. Litecoin always shows a slow, steady decline until something causes it to shoot up at an alarming steep incline. As with all things of value, its value doesn't always last. Many ripoffs of Bitcoin have never seen their incline like Litecoin has. Some have slowly died out, or there are some like Dogecoin that aren't even past a quarter. Litecoin has stayed alive all this time with steady rise and fall over the years. Another possibility is one that hasn't been mentioned yet. Most eyes are on the traders that are invested in Litecoin. Most people assume they are simply trying to boost their own currency to set up the proper time to sell and make a fortune. The other possibility is a more political movement. There is always the possibility that this was an idea set in motion to boost support for the government to get more involved in cryptocurrency trading. The alarming lack of regulation and the ability anyone has to sway the market makes it the perfect place for any smooth-tongued individual to swindle anyone out of their money, so long as they're prepared to play the long game. Also, this exploits a new media news base. While it's unacceptable to have major news corporations not research the source of the leak before making it national news, there's the obvious base of clickbait websites online. Clickbait articles riddle the internet on a majority of major websites. Facebook is a clear example of this. While Facebook is full of these sites looking for people to click it or simply view, the sad part about it is that there's a large percentage that base their news off of these articles. Paper press isn't as viable as it once was, so social media news and clickbait articles will always feed into this. Next, while Walmart has denied the possibility of using Litecoin as currency, that doesn't mean other companies are still following suit. AMC, a company that was considered to be on the brink of bankruptcy due to the COVID-19 pandemic, has officially stated that they will begin accepting Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin for most transactions. AMC is another company similar to GameStop that benefited from the huge amount of stock market buyers that poured money into it due to a Reddit post that convinced many people to dump money into a few companies that were going deeper into the red. Thanks to them, companies like GameStop and AMC are still with us now. Next, the world wants too badly to have cryptocurrency become legitimized as a form of payment. People have been patient, but for something like this to happen, it takes time, more than they have already put into it. While some see this as the way of the future isn't ready for it yet. El Salvador broke broke ground by making cryptocurrency a real form of currency, but the debut was messed up by technical glitches galore. While that's to be expected with any new form of technology, people's investments and money is not where you want to be playing around with that. Even more so, we can't even protect our home computers from simple viruses and hackers. There's no way anyone could guarantee the security of everyone's funds. Needless to say, cryptocurrency is here, and it's not going away anytime soon. Cryptocurrency has grown exponentially, and the amount of money being poured into it is actually a steady flow of value. While none of them come close to touching Bitcoin's value, each of them has their own fluctuation in value as well as their own little trading circles. Next, we need to find a way to protect the ability to use a fluctuating market as a form of currency. While the value of a coin could be enough to fill up your tank one day, it's very easy to say that by the next day, that coin could be worth nothing in comparison. The value of the dollar may fluctuate in the grand scheme of the international economy, but when it comes to our own shores and stores, the dollar is just that. As for coins, when all it takes is one person to manipulate the value of the coin, anyone could make a coin of their choosing enough to accomplish anything. There's no telling how it could be used on a global scale, and that's if it even could be considered for that. The next point is more of a speculation than anything else. With all of the eyes that have been on this event, there's got to be a reasonable explanation to the idea that no one simply looked at the credentials of the Walmart post. Everyone saw that it was labeled as the CEO of Walmart, and everyone saw the post, but no one decided to look at the phony website used for the email. Walmart-Corp.com was the website used for what was thought to be the CEO of Walmart. On top of that, this would have been the very first time that Walmart would have used Globe Newswire to release any information or news about the business. Besides that, Litecoin isn't even in the top 10 coins at the moment. While it may be one of the oldest, it is not one of the most valuable by any means. Now, the Senate has decided to add a couple provisions and amendments to its $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill from last month. Of course, this is a perfect way for the government to force crypto traders to file their earnings with the IRS. The bill must now be passed through the House before it goes to President Joe Biden's desk. While Walmart saw a 1% increase in stock value, one may say that that's just 1% and nothing compared to Litecoin's 25%. In the grand scheme of things, 1% of Walmart stock is sitting at 145 right now, so 1% increase for them is just as good as Litecoin gaining any increase. Any move forward is always good, just like bad publicity is still publicity. While Walmart always has their fair share of issues to contend with, fake news spreading lies about welcoming more customers is not the kind of heat Walmart wants to deal with over 1% of change. It can't really be worth it to them. This isn't the last time someone will try to manipulate the stock market or cryptocurrency to gain a quick buck. But where there's something to gain, there's someone willing to do what it takes to get it. Some people were just lucky to have already bought into Litecoin, and I'm sure they are happy right now. All in all, it's a worrisome world that still has a lot of room to grow, but hopefully it's not a bumpy road. Thanks for watching.